this is my morning face, my morning hair. I ended up sleeping in because I've just been having super bad kind of pregnancy insomnia, which is so weird. I never had this with Leon, and Leon also slept in today too. He's still sleeping. That's why I'm kind of talking a little quietly. I'm gonna read my Bible, journal a little bit, get ready because we are gonna go to an appointment for little girl, and this is gonna be kind of like my 31 week update. But yeah, and kind of make it like vlog style, kind of make it fun. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you when I get ready. All right, so we made it to the hospital and now we're just waiting. Nick is in the bathroom, I think. So I'm just chilling in here by myself.
We're gonna get some bikes and ride around.
Bye-bye.
You have fun biking?
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's a good day.
It was. It was sunny. My ears are a little cold.
I know, my ears are so cold. We got
feeling like we got some momentum. We had to be a car.
I know.
So
we went fast.
So Portland does not allow bikes on sidewalks. And so
yeah,
we definitely had to act like a car, and we are not used to that.
No, exactly. So.
We threw out those blinkers crazy though.
Yeah,
we were hitting everyone with the hands.
Those bike blinkers.
Bike blinkers. We're life.
Yes. All right, now let's go pick up little mans. All right, so yesterday we went down to Portland. We went and visited a really big children's hospital down there. We live close enough to Portland where we can get referred to their hospitals, which is awesome because they have really great hospitals down there. Basically, it was to meet with a doctor of urology and basically figure out a little bit more in depth of a plan of action once our baby is born. So if you didn't already know, I talked a little bit about this in my 28-week update, which I'll link the video up here. Basically, our girl is diagnosed with what's called a ureterocele and a duplicating collecting system on her kidneys. The ureterocele is kind of the main concern because it's basically a bulge of fluid, kind of like a backup of fluid in her bladder. It can cause a couple of different problems. Each one is kind of unique. That's what our doctor explained to us, that we're not really going to know everything for sure until after she's born, which I feel like isn't exactly the news I wanted to hear, because I'm like someone who likes to plan ahead and likes to know everything that's going on, but I am just gonna have to have faith and pray that everything goes well. But I wanted to give a little update of what we're gonna have to kind of expect for once she's born. So once she's born, she is gonna have to be on a very low dosage of antibiotics every single day until she's about 3 to 6 months, kind of like as they monitor her and see how she is doing with everything, how her ureterocele's doing, all that good stuff. And before we leave the hospital, she is gonna have to get an ultrasound just so they can get a better and more clear picture of what exactly is going on. So right now they have a little bit of an understanding, but it's hard to see with the ultrasound pictures now just because they have to go through my belly, my uterus, and then into the baby. So it's like they can get the pictures they need, but they can get a lot clearer images once she's born, which they reassured me is completely painless and it's not going to bother her. And I pretty sure I can be there with her as she's getting her ultrasound done. And then kind of the last thing that they told us is this is a very rare chance, but if her ureterocele is blocking her bladder, like blocking the opening of her bladder so she can't pee, if she doesn't pee before she leaves the hospital, then we'll have to leave the hospital I'm birthing at and go down to Portland for an emergency surgery to basically correct everything. She did tell me that that's a pretty rare situation and that doesn't happen all the time. So that is good news, but I feel like I'm dealing with a lot of emotions with this whole thing, to be honest. It's a little overwhelming. I don't have a clear idea of what all to expect. I'm just worried about her. I don't even really know how to explain it. Like, I feel nervous, obviously, as a mom, and concerned and worried, but I'm also really trying to just have faith and strength through this whole situation. As her mom, like, I want to be strong for her. I want her to know that everything will be okay and that I'm gonna fight to make sure that she continues to stay healthy, that she has the best care. And honestly, I do feel really blessed that we do live close enough to Portland to be able to use their hospitals, because they have really good hospitals down there. And when we met with the doctor, she's like, hey, I'm probably going to be your doctor next couple of years while we see her and we correct everything and all of that stuff. And the doctor was so nice and so gentle, very sweet, just very knowledgeable too, and just had a very calm demeanor about her, which I feel like is a huge perk. Like, I don't want a doctor who stresses me out or anything like that. And I feel like if you're going to be working at one of the top hospitals in America, you probably have to be pretty good at your job. So I feel very blessed and very fortunate that we are going to have her as our doctor. Obviously, other than the ureterocele and all of that, everything is looking really healthy and really good. And her kidneys, which they were concerned a little bit about, because sometimes if you have like a duplicating collecting system, it can cause the fluid to go backwards up into the kidneys and make the kidneys swell up and get infected. But they aren't seeing any signs of that, which she said is pretty uncommon, but in a, like, she's like, it's weird, but in a good way. It's good that whoa. It's good that it's not happening, but usually they will see some sort of like swelling of the kidneys. So that's something they're also going to be keeping an eye on, just to make sure that, you know, nothing like that does happen. If you pray, or even if you don't pray, if you could just keep our girl in your thoughts, just hoping for the best for her, because I just want her to have a really good start to life. And I think it's a little overwhelming that, you know, in her first day, she's going to have to be getting an ultrasound and she's going to have to be taking antibiotics for the first several months. And I don't really know what all that entails. Like, obviously, I know if they're prescribing antibiotics, it shouldn't be harmful, but I also just don't know what the long-term effects are. This is definitely all very new territory to me, and I'm still learning everything. Obviously, having a ureterocele is a little bit rare, but I just want to kind of document this process because I don't really see very many YouTube videos about it. If you have a child who's going through this, or a baby, or you're pregnant or anything, I really hope that you can kind of follow along with me and we can kind of figure this out together. Basically, I kind of needed the day to kind of just process the news with Nick, and I kind of showed some footage. We had a lot of fun in Portland. We figured since we were already in Portland, we might as well go out to eat, because even though I'm not a huge fan of Portland, they do have really good food, and there are fun things to do in Portland. So, and it was kind of a sunny day. It was like a on and off sunny day. So we decided to rent some bikes and bike around town, and it was really fun. So even though we had to go downtown and go through the doctor's appointment and everything, we still made the day pretty fun, so it was good. Now that we've done that update, let's talk about the other symptoms. So obviously you can tell by the title, this is a 30 to 31 week kind of update of my pregnancy. So today I am 31 weeks and 2 days. Yeah, we're getting there. The fact that I'm already in that 30-week range, like, she could literally come anywhere between 6 weeks to math from 6 weeks from now to 9 weeks from now. So or even 10 weeks if she really wants to be overdue. Let's hope we're not working with an overdue baby. We're really getting down to the final stretch of this pregnancy. So that is really cool and really exciting. I realized I forgot to take a bump video, so this is it. This is 31 weeks and 3 days, I believe. And I don't know if you can see, but my belly button is starting to pop out a little bit, and she's just getting bigger.
Don't eat the table. Leo.
Say hi, Daddy.
Naruto.
Oh. I feel like the past couple of weeks my emotions have been pretty all over the place. It's been kind of hard to maintain because I'm usually not an overly emotional person, but I just feel like the littlest things will make me cry, and the littlest things will just make me really irritated, and we're kind of in this process of moving and packing and finalizing all of our housing details and stuff like that. So it's just a little overwhelming. It's a lot to kind of take in, especially like the last few weeks of my pregnancy. I've also been experiencing a little bit of pregnancy insomnia, which both of these kind of symptoms, the being extra emotional and pregnancy insomnia, are two things I did not deal with when I was pregnant with Leon. Like, his pregnancy was very chill. I just slept a lot, honestly. I didn't really have very many responsibilities, so I could sleep for 10 to 12 hours a day. And honestly, he wasn't a crazy active baby in my tummy, whereas I feel like she is. I don't know if this is like any truth to it, but I'm wondering if because she's a girl, I'm dealing with a lot of these emotions. I don't know. Does it work that way? I'm not totally sure. But oh yeah, the pregnancy insomnia. I'm also dealing with pregnancy brain. My brain is just everywhere, gone. The pregnancy insomnia. I'm having a really hard time falling asleep, and I'm having a really hard time staying asleep. So it's been a rough couple of days as far as like not really getting a lot of sleep, just been a little bit more emotional, a little more grumpy. And I think I was a little bit nervous kind of leading up to this appointment yesterday, just because I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't really know what's going on. So, yeah, that's a lot to kind of take in. So according to the What to Expect When You're Expecting app, she is as big as a coconut. She's about 3.2 pounds and 16 inches long. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see, we got any fun facts? Fun facts for this week are: your baby's brain connections are developing at a rapid pace, which is a good thing since she has to make billions of them. That's cool. It's saying that baby is sleeping more. I have to disagree. She is a little mover. I wonder if that's part of why I'm getting a lot of that pregnancy insomnia, because she moves like crazy at night. I feel like she definitely moves a lot more than Leon did when I was pregnant with him. I also have an anterior placenta, so normally you don't feel the movements as strongly with that, but I've definitely been feeling her. I'm starting to do a lot more prep. I feel like especially like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually when it comes to this birth, because yeah, I feel like I've mentioned this in a couple of my other videos, but my goal with this birth is just to have a very spiritual and just beautiful birth, and make it as pain-free as possible, honestly. I think they say that birth is about 80% mental and 20% physical. That's where I'm trying to relax my mind the most I can, just because I know in these next 6 to 9 weeks or so, yeah, she's coming, and I'm really excited. And honestly, with this diagnosis, it just makes me a lot more passionate about wanting to have a unmedicated birth. I think this whole pregnancy, I've been a little bit unsure because I think I was a little bit scared of how intense birth was last time. And so like those fears were kind of creeping in, but you know, with her having to go through an ultrasound right away and taking antibiotics right away, I know that might be tough on her and it might be tough on me. So I just want to set her up as best as I can and set myself up as best as I can too, because I know with an unmedicated birth, you get such a crazy rush of hormones after you give birth. And the healing process for me was really good, and I feel like I struggled with very minimal postpartum depression and anxiety, which honestly I was at a pretty high risk for suffering with that, and I feel like I didn't really suffer too much with it. And that, you know, that's another goal of mine, is just to really work on my mental space with this pregnancy and postpartum. I know that was probably a lot of information to take in, so if you made it to the end, I really appreciate you for watching it all the way and just staying up to date on my updates. So these next couple of weeks, we are gonna finish up packing the house and decluttering. So I think that's kind of the style of videos I'm gonna have coming out the next couple of weeks. Then I'm gonna start doing a lot more like pregnancy and birth prep style videos. So what I'm doing to prepare for an unmedicated birth, maybe a what's in my hospital bag video. If there's any other videos, like especially like birth related videos that you want to see, let me know. I'd love to potentially make those videos, and I would love to get extra ideas. Yeah, I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.